And we conclude tonight with Mike Denunzio, who is a member of the State Commission on Aging, appointed by Governor Schwarzenegger, and he was previously on the Commission of Aging here in San Francisco, serves on many nonprofit boards. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, and I'm very pleased to be here.
And congratulations on that article you wrote in the Examiner, which prompted me to invite you here. The two issues that I saw, well, three. One is, your job as State Commissioner on Aging would be rather boring 40 years ago, wouldn't it? Because we had a young generation.
Right, and it's rapidly changing. Our Golden State is turning gray. Frankly, Arthur, we're in the calm before the storm. We're facing a virtual tsunami. California presently has the largest senior population of any state in the nation. We have 4 million residents who are over 65, but watch out for this. The largest, fastest growing segment of those 4 million are already over 85. And within the next 2.5 years, and that's 900 days from today, Arthur, the first wave of baby boomers are going to hit and be 65, and it's going to kick that number up to 6 million. 40% of those baby boomers are Latino and Asian. Half are women. We are going to have 6 million Californians, many of whom have outlived their resources. Many will be suffering
financial resources.
Mm-hmm. Many will be suffering from dementia, physical disabilities.
You know, it's something I see every week.
Sure.
I have a relative I see every week. That person is in the best assistant care facility in California, the best, $6,000 a month.
Yeah.
And yet, when I go there, it's not a pleasant place. It's not a happy place. There's people there trying to make it a really vibrant and there's a lot of activity that goes on, but there's something that people abhor about aging now. It's no longer something to look forward to. There's nothing we can do about that, is there?
Well, yes, in many ways. Very frankly,
I mean, by the way, excuse me for you. I mean that 80 or 9 years old or 80. That's that period.
Yes.
What can you do about that?
Well, what we can do is have the type of social infrastructure that allows people to live out these years in the most comfortable way. And very frankly, the Supreme Court has passed what is called the Olmstead decision, which mandates that all monies, federal, state, local, that are going to be used must follow the patient and be used primarily for home care, community-based services, rather than institutionalizing the person in what might be called a warehouse. Because when people have home care, community-based services, they're near their families, their churches, their friends in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And they are able to live a better, happier elderly life.
Does that, and we were going to talk about this, that sort of makes Laguna Honda even more, growingly more and more irrelevant compared to what we need if you're just talking about the elderly, not other kinds of care. I mean, Laguna Honda can do other kinds of care.
Absolutely. Laguna Honda, for all its good work, is the only warehouse left in the state. We are the only county in the state that virtually warehouses. I don't like to use that word, but frankly, that's what it is. Our seniors. These people belong in community-based home care settings where they can receive even better attention.
And that's what many advocated at the time. But here you have Laguna Honda. It has another problem. It still continues to have charges of elder abuse, which is one of the primary areas that you are applying your energies to as a state commissioner. Tell us about this whole elderly abuse. We hear a lot about child abuse.
Elder abuse is epidemic in the state of California and in the city of San Francisco. When I was a city commissioner, one of my responsibilities was to meet periodically with the caseworkers at Adult Protective Services, and I would go home totally depressed from the terrible stories that I heard. Elder abuse, first, most abuse is self-abuse because people are not being looked after properly, and in a way that is elder abuse. Most elder abuse is perpetrated by a member of the family. Most elder abuse is not physical or sexual, it's financial abuse. Mm-hmm. In fact, there is a data that shows that over 200,000 seniors a year suffer from financial elder abuse. In the city of San Francisco, our city of San Francisco it has the highest percentage of seniors of any major metropolitan area in the country. Close to 20% of our population
In San Francisco
are senior citizens. And the professionals at Adult Protective Services, who are terrific, dedicated people, are all overworked. It is understaffed. They are receiving upwards to 4,000 to 5,000 calls a year now. They can hardly keep up with it, and I'm very disappointed. The state budget, there was an appropriation for $20 million for support of our elder abuse agencies throughout the state, and the legislature only passed $12 million, and that's, to me, a disgrace.
Now, that's what was intriguing, as the concept that child abuse gets a lot of attention, gets a lot of media. There are programs on television that feature it every week of molesters get attention. But elderly abuse is something that's quiet and hidden, and this, in my opinion, the first time brought up in your article as something that we have to address.
Absolutely.
And it's going to get worse.
It's the silent shame in our city. Remember, our city is not a city of children anymore. And we all know that's another subject, and we all know the reasons why. We are a city of seniors and elders. And for that reason, this elder abuse problem is growing far beyond what we'd like to think.
And so this is one of your areas as a state commissioner that you're concerned with. This other area, which is even more controversial, and it does get media, is the whole question of physician-assisted suicide.
Right.
Baby boomers, in my opinion, are going to be more likely to see that as an option since they were so drug-oriented to begin with. You know, a drug removes, changes reality, it gives you perception, gives you knowledge, eases your pain, kills you. And when it's do you think that's going to become a growing epidemic?
Yes. It's going to become a growing epidemic because we are a nation that believes strongly in choice. And we are a pluralistic democracy, and in a democracy, we must have choice. But when we make a choice, it should be an informed choice. Just as the power to legislate requires the ability to investigate, when we make a decision regarding legislation, we should investigate. And if we do, we will find, number one, the American Medical Association opposes assisted suicide. The California Medical Association opposes it. Every disability rights organization in the country opposes it. Every hospice group opposes it. LULAC, the Latino United, the largest Latin American society in the country, opposes it. You know who supports assisted suicide? The ACLU and NOW, the National Organization for Women. They hold this as the ultimate civil right of choice. But the state of California already gives us that choice. The California Probate Code allows every adult Californian to prepare what is called an advance directive, where we can decide for ourselves the extent or lack of extent of medical care that we would want if we are in a condition where we have been diagnosed with a terminal disease and we're in great pain.
Sort of like so in other words, it's built into the will or built into your last instructions. It's a legal document.
It's a legal document.
But then, do you agree with that then?
Absolutely, because it empowers we the people to make our decisions when we are in a position of competency, or if we don't, we can always direct that a member of the family or an attorney do that for us.
Now, in your article, though, and you bring up a good point, there's been a slippery slope in those countries, especially the Netherlands, that have first started with terminal cancer cases. It's gotten to the point where family members can make the decision, to the point, you know, I could not believe this was true, that physicians can make the decision on their own to terminate certain kinds of human life?
Yes. In the Netherlands, in fact, in Switzerland. In Switzerland, only 6 months ago, in February, the Supreme Court of Switzerland determined and adjudicated that a person who is mentally disturbed can ask for assisted suicide. Now, you tell me how a person who is mentally disturbed can make a rational decision. Secondly, in Holland, which is the mother of assisted suicide, it started, as you pointed out, with physical pain. Then it went to mental pain. Then it went to depression, which is treatable. Then it went to grief, which is episodic. Now it has even slipped into the pediatric wards, where doctors can determine that this child is so deformed it cannot have a useful life, and therefore there will be termination without request. In fact, there are...
Without the approval of the parents?
Yeah. And this is happening. It's going to happen even in our own country. There are medical ethic boards now are determining that it is pointless to provide any further care for this person, so we are going to withdraw any assistance and virtually do a Chavo situation.
Now, I don't want to, it's a fascinating subject, but it does relate to what we're talking about. As a state commissioner and as your commission looks ahead, are you beginning to do studies to determine how many people who will begin to take advantage of that option, and are you concerned about it? I mean, is the commission concerned if it exists already in state law to take your own life in that fashion? Are we going to see an epidemic? Is that what the studies show?
Well, first of all, it does not exist. Patty Berg of Eureka, Democrat Eureka, has proposed this.
Oh, this was a proposal.
It was Assembly Bill 374, which was advanced by Patty Berg of Eureka, and Fabian Nunez co-sponsored it.
From the Republican Party?
No, the Democrat Party, both Democrats. And when the 25-member Commission on Aging refused to support this bill,
commission.
My commission, in fact, we refused to support it. We didn't oppose it. We took no position. Nunez then knew that would be a death knell to it and did not advance it to the
Let me try to make sure so our viewers got it. So what you said earlier about that there was an item in the state law that allowed this. This is a proposal. This wasn't passed yet.
No. The state probate code, which is law, already has in that code, I don't know the section number, it's 3.
Well, why do they need then any additional legislation?
No, the state probate code allows us to make an advance directive that would withdraw any type of assistance, to keep us alive.
Right.
What Patty Berg is doing is advancing a new law that would allow us to actually call a physician, have a physician, 2 physicians, determine that, yes, this person is terminal, yes, this person is in pain, and therefore we can now give this person a prescription that would allow this person.
So what do you see in the future, though? Your commission rejected it this time. Do you think there's going to come a time where it will be very difficult for your commission politically to reject that?
No, I don't think so, because I think as more people are able to be informed and educated about their right to have an advance directive, there will be no need for a law that allows for physician-assisted suicide.
Fascinating discussion, Mike. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Visit our website at www.sfunscripted.com.